illegal drugs. Allow me to thank Senate President Chis Escudero, the chairperson of the Blue Ribbon Committee, Senator Pia Cayetano, and of course my colleagues here in the Senate, and we are just being joined by Senator Bato de la Rosa, for the trust you have placed on this representation to chair this subcommittee. Our assignment will not be an easy task. I shall conduct this investigation without fear or favor, and I will simply follow the evidence. As the chairman of this subcommittee, I have construed our instruction to investigate the Philippine war on illegal drugs to begin with the Duterte administration, which was the first administration to use the term war on drugs to signify its prioritization of the enforcement of our anti-illegal drugs laws, all the way to the present time. Under our Senate rules, the Blue Ribbon Committee has jurisdiction over matters relating to investigation of malfeasance, misfeasance, and nonfeasance in office by officers and employees of the government. Malfeasance is intentional conduct that is wrongful or unlawful. Nonfeasance is failure to act where there was a duty to act. Misfeasance is conduct that is lawful but harms another person due to carelessness or an accident. Therefore, with the permission of my colleagues, I want to start our investigation by examining first the Duterte administration's enforcement of our anti-illegal drugs laws. How effective was the Duterte administration's war on drugs? Did it follow the law and rules? Was it compliant with the letter of the Constitution as well as with the values and principles contained in our Constitution? I am thankful to the House of Representatives Quadcom because I believe they have saved us a lot of time with the allegations which have been made before them, many of which we can take notice of for being of public knowledge, a la judicial notice. We can take notice of the grievances of people. Our hearings will be an opportunity for those who have been accused of malfeasance, misfeasance, or nonfeasance, or even just put in a bad light to respond to the allegations should they wish to do so. These hearings will also give the senators a chance to find out more about how the Philippines conducts its drug wars, which is a matter of great public interest. Let us remember what the Constitution tells us. Public officers and employees must at all times be accountable to the people, serve them with utmost responsibility, integrity, loyalty, and efficiency, act with patriotism and justice, and lead modest lives. The state shall maintain honesty and integrity in the public service and take positive and effective measures against graft and corruption. According to a case by the Supreme Court, it bears to emphasize that public office is a public trust. Thus, public officers are exhorted to, at all times, serve the public with transparent accountability. So, let us all keep an open mind. Let us follow the evidence. With thousands of deaths caused by the Duterte administration's war on drugs, we have caused one death too many. Sobrang dami naman ata niyan para sabihin lamang na nanlaban lahat. We don't even have the death penalty on our statute books. And even assuming that we had this, the state would not have executed more than 6,000 death convicts in 6 years. No state with a conscience would have done this, and this would have merited international condemnation. Let us therefore answer the cries for justice from our people. Let us reform not just the Philippine National Police, but the entire notion of public service. Ang sabi, public office is a public trust. Ano bang ibig sabihin nito? We know that something is terribly wrong somewhere. Together, let us find out what and where. Let us be objective as we analyze our problems. And let us, as much as possible, be scientific or systematic as we determine our solutions and our way out of this difficult situation we find ourselves in. So I say again, let us follow the evidence so we can uncover the truth. We want to know the truth, not only because it can set us free, but also so we can strengthen the rule of law and then heal our land. So we ask for the people's prayers. May the Almighty and all-knowing God guide us in this endeavor. When Senator Joel Villanueva arrives, the chairman is designating him as the vice chairman for this particular hearing. So maraming salamat po sa oras ninyo, and I also now want to acknowledge Senator Bongo, who is present, and Senator Robin Padilla. They have also arrived after the initial list of senators was mentioned. Okay, can I suspend for a few minutes to allow the arrival of former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte? I will now allow his colleagues in the subcommittee to deliver their opening statements, and we will follow the order of arrival. Should they wish to, okay. Senator Bongo? Okay, he will wait. Senator Cinta Villar, do you wish, ma'am, to deliver an opening statement? Find out. Okay, we now proceed to the next person on the list. Senator Bato de la Rosa, if you wish to that is your time, sir. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. Mr. Chair, truth-telling needs no dressing up for the occasion. Telling the truth demands nothing more than just that. Telling it, testifying to it. Lying, on the other hand, requires fabrication, intricate, deliberate, elaborate planning. One lie is tied to a system, an entire web of other lies, in order for the story, the fabric, to hold together. Nitong nakaraang mga araw, Mr. Chair, ako'y tinanong kung ano raw ang mga ginagawa kong preparasyon para sa pagdinig natin ngayong araw na ito. Ang sagot ko po ay wala. Sapagkat ang pagsasabi ng totoo ay hindi humihingi ng anumang espesyal na paghahanda. Ang katotohanan, bali-baligtarin man, simula sa dulo o sa gitna, ay masasabi ng malaya sa kalooban. Sasabihin naman ng iba, ganun naman pala. Bakit hindi ka nalang umattend doon sa hearing ng House? My position on this too has remained the same. I do not wish to be the first to break our tradition of interparliamentary courtesy. If our counterparts in the lower house do not exercise interparliamentary courtesy, this humble representation does. But most importantly, I do not wish to be a guest of their gag show. Mr. President, kung ako ay makasarili lamang, kung ako ay swapang na tao, unang pagtawag pa lang nila, nandoon ako mag-attend to clear myself. But because I am a member of the Senate, I have to protect the tradition that that is being observed by this institution. Kaya hintayin na lang nila, Mr. President, pag hindi na ako senador, I will be there every day. Kung gusto pa nila, doon ako tumira sa kanila. Pero sa ngayon, ako senador pa, please naman, sana respetuhin nila yung ating interparliamentary courtesy. Ayaw ko magiging presidents, Mr. President. Pagdating ng araw, in the future, lahat ng mga senador na mabubwisit sa kakatawag sa kanilang pangalan kapag ang kanilang pangalan ay na-implicate sa investigation na ginagawa ng other house, ay punta na lang ng punta at wala nang magawa na legislation. Kaya po ako naririto ngayon, hindi lamang bilang isang vice chairperson ng committee ito, kundi bilang isang resource person. As a former PNP chief during the Duterte administration, I have been tagged multiple times as the face of the war on drugs. The same war on drugs openly supported by both the Senate and the House of Representatives, and of course supported by our people. Perhaps I am one of the best persons to contribute to today's discussion. I am here, Mr. Chair, to tell the truth, and as I do so, witness the web of lies come undone, one thread at a time. Today, I say duty calls. My duty to the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Daghang salamat, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator De La Rosa. The chairman apologizes for forgetting our tradition here in the Senate that the Senate officers, when they are present, they are given priority in line, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen. So, let me now recognize our Senate President Pro Tempore, Senator Estrada, if he cares to deliver his opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, Mr. Chair, my esteemed colleagues, and to all our resource persons, particularly former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. First and foremost, I would like to commend this subcommittee for its immediate action to discuss this pressing issue that has shaped our nation's landscape, the Philippine War on Illegal Drugs. The War on Illegal Drugs campaign, which was started to fight the drug problem that jeopardizes our community's safety and well-being, has generated a lot of discussion about its strategies and ramifications. Hindi mapagkakaila na ang inisyatibong ito ay nagpalawak ng kamalayan ng publiko hinggil sa malaking problema sa illegal na droga at sa mga panganib na dulot nito na nagbunsod ng mas mataas na pag-iingat sa ating mga komunidad. Habang kinikilala natin ito at ang pangangailangan na tugunan ang mga krimeng may kaugnayan sa illegal na droga, mahalaga rin na isaalang-alang ang mga karapatang pantao at dignidad ng lahat ng individual na apektado. Let's approach this issue with an open mind and a commitment to identifying a policy that genuinely benefits the Filipino people. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Estrada. Next would be our Majority Leader, Senator Tol Tolentino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, before I proceed with my opening statement, just a point of parliamentary inquiry. Are we now using, because I used to be the chairman of the Blue Ribbon Committee, and we amended the rules last year, August 17, 2023 to be exact. Are we now adopting the amended rules of the Blue Ribbon, Mr. Chairman?
To answer the question of the Majority Leader, we are, of course, operating under the new rules of the Blue Ribbon, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The reason why I asked the question is that because our jurisdiction is embodied in the new set of rules, the purpose of which is to define the limits of our power and how and for what purpose that power is to be used. Having said that, Mr. Chairman, I thank you for adopting the said rules. Gusto ko lamang pong idiin sa mga nakikinig po ngayon, lalong-lalo na po sa mga abogadong naririto, that you should have in your possession, or you must have probably read the rules that I have just mentioned. Otherwise, siguro yung mga kliyente nyo, hindi dapat kayo bayaran ngayon kung hindi nyo nabasa yung rules. No offense to the members of the bar present here, Mr. President. Mr. President, I have been studying meticulously long lines of cases, and it would appear that the morass here, Mr. President, of this Senate hearings motivation is probably understandable. There is indeed, to the minds of those knowledgeable in law, a seeming conflict between a presumption of regularity as to what this committee will be doing and the presumption of innocence insofar as the rights of those perhaps not yet indicted resource persons present here today. Mr. Chairman, balancing the general public interests as against individual rights is probably the duty of this committee, and that is your job today, Mr. Chairman. In proceeding with today's investigation, I have studied the long line of constitutional authority emanating from the Constitution to the recognition by the Constitution itself of the right of the House of Representatives or the Senate to formulate its own rules. And under our rules, a Blue Ribbon Committee was indeed established. And a Blue Ribbon Committee, just like any other committee, can delegate the functions of the said committee to a subcommittee. And that is what we are doing right now, Mr. Chairman, if I'm not mistaken. Again, the presumption of regularity is there. The constitutional chain of authority having been established is there. But what is now needed, Mr. Chairman, is for the committee to really, as what the Senate President pro tempore mentioned a while ago, exercise and allow that the word respect should permeate the proceedings today, Mr. President. Dapat po magkaroon ng paggalang sa isa't isa habang tinatalakay natin ang nilalaman, ang konteksto ng ating hearing ngayon. Meron lamang po akong gustong idagdag, Mr. Chairman, na most probably hindi pa nagagamit. And I'm now addressing my colleagues here, the members of the bar, lawyers here in attendance. When a resource person is asked and he refuses legally not to answer a question, he can invoke the right against self-incrimination. That is provided for under the Constitution. That is legal. But we have a case, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, which should now be incorporated under our rules, that before a resource person can be declared cited in contempt, that he or she be given the right to explain why he or she should not be cited in contempt. That was part of the latest Supreme Court dicta in the Ong case. Number two, and this has not yet been raised in all investigations that I have attended ever since. There is a second, and I'm addressing, and I'm I'm now aiding the lawyers here in attendance, that there is a second right that can be invoked by a resource person in refusing to answer a question. And that right would sound something like this. I refuse to answer the question because this is not pertinent to the inquiry under consideration. Mr. Chairman, the word inquiry is part of our rules. That is Section 3, wherein a jurisdictional challenge can be raised. Questions should be pertinent or relevant to the inquiry. That has never been raised, and in a long line of decided cases, in other jurisdictions. Refusal to answer a question on the said ground has been sustained. Mr. President, I raised that point because first, before I again proceed with my opening statement, pinasasalamatan po natin si Pangulong Duterte sa pagpapaunlak sa imbitasyon ng committee ito, ng subcommittee ito, para ipaliwanag yung mga dapat ipaliwanag. Kinikilala po namin ang inyong karapatan, kinikilala rin po ng committee ito ang karapatan ng lahat na naririto at dapat po yan igalang. The Senate's power to investigate is not merely a procedural exercise. It is a profound duty that enables us to uncover the truth, foster transparency, and safeguard public trust. Yet, in our pursuit of the truth, we are guided by the unyielding principles of the Bill of Rights, a cornerstone of our democracy that protects the freedoms and dignity of every Filipino. Yun po yung sinabi ko kanina. Mahirap yung trabaho ng chairman dito ng committee ito to balance public interest as against individual rights. The Bill of Rights ensures that even as we seek accountability, no individual rights to due process, protection from self-incrimination, nor presumption of innocence is compromised. These rights are not obstacles to the truth, but essential safeguards that uphold justice and strengthen our commitment to the rule of law. As we carry our investigative duties today, which is a broad information gathering given possible future legislative measures, let us reaffirm that truth can only be pursued within the framework of respect for these fundamental freedoms. By doing so, we not only fulfill our mandate, but honor the democratic principles that protect our people. Maraming salamat po, Senator Pimentel. Maraming salamat sa Blue Ribbon Committee.
Thank you, Majority Leader, for the words of wisdom. We now go back to the list. Senator Risa Ontiveros, if she wishes to give her opening statement.
Yes, salamat kaayo, Mr. Chair. Magandang umaga po. Nagpapasalamat ako sa ating chair dahil una nating maririnig ang kwento ng mga biktima at naulila ng war on drugs. Their stories deserve to be heard and should spur us to action. Mga kababayan, dati, walang kagatol-gatol na nangako si President Rodrigo Duterte na papatayin niya ang kapwa niya Pilipino. Mga ama, ina, anak, magkakapamilya at magkakapitbahay, mga journalist, mga kritiko, alang-alang sa baluktot na pagkakaintindi niya sa kaayusan at kapayapaan. Yan ang isa sa mga pangako niyang sana hindi na lang niya tinupad. Maraming nagsasabi, nagbibiro lang daw si tatay. Pero sa ngayon, hindi tayo nandito para magtalo pa kung anong ibig niyang sabihin sa libo-libong beses na sinabi ni President Duterte na papatayin niya tayong mga Pilipino. Today, we will take him at his word. Ngayong umaga, iimbestigahan natin ang madugong war on drugs at ang mga batas at polisiya na nagpahintulot dito. Malaking bagay po ang partisipasyon ni dating Pangulong Duterte bilang chief architect ng giyerang ito. Kulang ang anumang investigasyon kung hindi siya tatanungin. Ngunit, hindi ito tungkol lang sa kanya dahil bawat biktima ng EJK at mga naulila nila ay biktima ng sistematikong pang-aabuso. In the end, the perpetrators were even rewarded. Pare-pareho ang resulta ng investigasyon. May organized kill list, summary executions, may mga aligasyon ng planted na ebidensya, hanggang sa nabalot na ng takot ang mga barangay natin. Mga nanlaban daw kasi yan, sabi ng ating mga pulis. Kung kampanya talaga ito laban sa droga, bakit tinataya